Hey guys, James Weir here from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I handle older leads, $3 leads, $1 leads. One of the great things about these leads is they're awesome, not just to supplement, but originally when I started out with the company, that's the only thing I used was $3 and $1 leads. So the big thing about those guys is you want to make sure, I really feel like the less, and it's going to sound weird, but the less professional you sound on the phone, the easier it is to set these guys. If you call these leads up and you're super formal and you're the guy in the area and you're the local area, you're doing all kinds of different things, I feel like that's not going to be successful. So one of the big things I do when I call the leads is I'll just call them up, and the main thing I want to find out is, has anybody been out there yet? Because that's the big deal. You know, has anybody even been out to those places yet? I find in my areas in Missouri that about 70% of the people I get on $3, $1 leads have never been seen before. Okay, and then another little bit have been seen, got programs, things like that. So what I do when I call is I'll say, hey Joe, this is James out at the Mortgage Protection Office here in Boone County. How are you doing today? Everybody always says awesome. So I say, looks like you and Sue sent in a form a little bit ago on how to protect your mortgage. Remember, if you died or became disabled, and I really enunciate those words, it pays off that loan for y'all. I was trying to figure out if anybody had been out there to see you yet and get you your options out. So I'm setting them up with a question that I already know the answer. It's either going to be yes or no. So if they say no, I say, great, I'm out in the area tomorrow. I'll look at their age and I'll figure out, when to set them, hey, are you still working, you're retired? And I'll give them some times and I'll roll right into just setting the appointment, okay? The other thing I do is if they decide to tell me, yeah, somebody's been out there, okay, awesome. Everything's awesome. I try to stay positive with them all the time, as long as they are too. Great, I need to close out your file in the county. Let me take a couple notes real quick and I'll get you off the call list. The reason I say that is everybody thinks they're on this magical call list they sent in 40 leads and 2 people have called and they think they're, being harassed. So I say, Joe, what program did you go with? Most of the time, guys, I'm gonna tell you what right now, most of the time, nobody's gone with anything. They're either still thinking about it, somebody came out, showed them a premium was too high, or they just didn't think they needed it at the time. So what I do is I kind of spin it to, I'm thinking somebody showed them a price that was too high, especially if they're probably 40, 45 and above. I'll say, Joe, did somebody come out and show you a program that's probably like $200, $300, $400, like almost like a new mortgage payment? And most of the time everybody's like, oh yeah, how's anybody supposed to afford that? And I said, well, it's kind of strange. I'm not real sure who you talk to. I'm the local guy out in the county. All of our programs are pretty much $100 or under. So it seems weird that you would have gotten that high of a price. Now I tell them this because I know I'm buying time with them. They already told me they can't afford the term. I know that now. So I don't even go there trying to convince them to have a better term. The price is too high. So they say, yeah, hey, how come somebody didn't show me that? And I say, well, once again, I'm not real sure who you talk to. I'm the only guy out here in the county, but I'll be out in the area tomorrow. You working, you're retired, try to roll right into the appointment. Sometimes it sets, sometimes it doesn't. But I also got them thinking now that it is something that's affordable to them and for them. So I may call them back later. If they're out of town, they can't set the appointment. Then I'll get back with them in a couple days. Hey Joe, it only takes about 5 minutes to go over that new pricing. You already know the basis of the program, so I'll just come out and get you set up with the other stuff. Now the way I handle the younger people is I'm assuming that if they're 30, 35 or under, there's no reason they didn't take it at all, because it's so cheap and inexpensive and they're getting their money back and all the living benefits. So while I'm once again acting like I'm closing out their file, I'll say, man, Joe, I can't believe you guys got that program that's 30 years, all your money back if you're alive, but if something terrible happens, pays off the whole mortgage, you got all living benefits and everything, man, I'm excited for you guys. And if they say anything other than, oh man, you're right, that's awesome, we got that plan right there, then I just kind of make sure what company they went with, because we know the companies that deliver both. There's only really one that gives everything back, and that's Americo. So if they tell me some of these other companies, then I know somebody who sat with them told them they had everything, but they really don't. So if they don't have return of premium or they don't have living benefits, I'll say, did you guys not want that stuff? Is that not important to you guys? I mean, Joe, you're 31. If you have a heart attack and can't work anymore, what's your family gonna do for money? I go, it's awesome you're gonna get it back at the end, but I mean, you're gonna make it the other 20 years? And most of the time they'll say, well, yeah, nobody showed me that. And I'll say, oh, okay. I mean, you guys aren't sick or anything, right? I mean, that's not why you got one or the other. And everybody always tells me, no, I'm great, man. I can lift the house, carry it around the neighborhood. I'm like, okay. So then once again, just rolling right into the appointment. Hey, that's awesome. What does your work schedule look like tomorrow? It takes about 5 minutes to go over those extra things real quick. Let me get out there. Have your policy out on the table. When I get there, I'll go over it with you and your wife real quick, and we'll figure out if that's really what you want. Because remember, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get into the house. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm trying to find out if anybody's been out there. If nobody has, it's easy. Then I'm getting out there. They know some of these leads I get to 2, 3, 4 years old. Nobody's been out there, so they know somebody else might not be coming out. So tonight is tonight. Or you get a bunch of people who have thought about it for 40 times, and they finally realize the price is the price, and something's probably happened to one of their friends. They've seen something on the news, what have you, and they know that the next person comes out. I mean, basically all you need to do is, take a shower, be nice, brush your teeth, and you're good to go. So hopefully that helps with the older leads, guys. If anybody's ever got a question at all, by all means, let me know. One last thing I do with the older leads a lot of times too is if I text them, I'll send them a picture of the lead so they make sure they remember it. So if you get somebody that says, I don't even remember that, say, hey, is this phone delivered? Can you get pictures on this phone? Awesome, I'll send you a picture of the form real quick. And then just kind of keep rolling from there. Thank you very much for having me out.